Dial in the item number and simply follow the prompts. You'll confirm by entering your PIN. Or press 2 to speak directly to a sales assistant. You also have the option to buy directly from the website. Your channel, your choice. 3 ways to order with Shop at Bid.
Well, it is indeed one day special time. A big thank you to Ben there. I'm Caroline Lindsay, taking you through the next 2 hours. We have got fashion from half wide, a whole new lineup from what we had earlier, and some things for the guys you'll be glad to hear, boys. But it is the one day special. The one day special is an item we launch here on Shop at Bid every single night at 10 o'clock at night. It is a limited stock, and it's designed to last for a 24-hour period when a new one day special will start, i.e. at 10 o'clock tonight. I don't know what it is. Oh, I do know what it is tonight. Yeah, it's completely different, nothing to do with health and beauty at all. But things do sell out before that time, sometimes in which case when they've gone, they've gone. We have one, probably our most popular serum of any serum we've ever done on Bid, of the Skin Pharmacy Snake Serum as well. Now, you can go to Skin Pharmacy's own website, www.skinpharmacy.tv, and it is an astronomical price of £135 plus their postage and packaging. Now, I understand why it could be. Our normal price is £119. Today only, it's $39.99 plus only a £5 delivery. And if you want to, and you want to buy for your mum, you want to buy for your sister, your neighbour, or you want to stock up, you can buy more than one, and you'll only be charged one delivery charge. The item number is 131533. That's your item number to quote when you come through. But, of course, I'm not going to tell you about this on my own. That is for certain. I've got the fabulous Paul Harrington, who hasn't even had time for a cup of tea in between shows, unfortunately. Paul, for those, I'm sure everyone does know, you've got a huge following in the industry, a lot of experience, and I'm sure a lot of experience of serums as well, haven't you?
A huge experience of serums, and when they first launched, I remember when they first came out and people were saying, serum, what's a serum and what's it going to do for my skin? I think it's essential as a part of your skincare. I've said this from when they first came out, because of where it works in your skin is much deeper than just a moisturiser.
It's interesting you say that, because when I first heard about them, I think it was about 2006 sort of time when I first started using a serum.
Yep.
But I didn't really understand. I went into a well-known chemist and they said this is the one to go. I heard about it, blah blah blah, but I didn't really understand what it was doing that my moisturiser didn't do. And it's only in more recent years, even though I've been using them, I've realised why. I mean, this doesn't replace a moisturiser, does it?
Absolutely not. No, you still need to use a moisturiser with this, unless you have an oily skin and you don't need as much moisture.
Okay. This
maybe would give you enough.
Okay.
But I do find most skin types really need.
I tend to need both.
A little bit of they need the two. I mean, I have an oily skin and I would never use this without a moisturiser.
Right, okay.
I just love that feel of moisture in my skin and a serum.
And what does a serum do?
Well,
then?
I've got to say about this one as well, because I've told everybody I've worked on this with, this is, and I literally stand by this 100%, in my opinion, the most effective serum for combating fine lines and deep lines and firming and lifting, the most effective that I have ever used in the whole of my career.
Really? And that's a couple of decades of
I
career,
have never, there's 24 years, I have never found anything that even comes close to the results you get from this.
And that's coming from a professional, that's coming from someone that's tried far more serums than I probably ever have on dinners, quite frankly. But why is that? What's the point of difference between that and all the other serums?
A few years ago, there was a product being took around to different skincare houses called Cyanake, and Cyanake is a synthetic ingredient, but it mimics the temple viper venom.
So there's no snake venom in this at all?
Not even involved. They weren't even watching while this was being made.
I think you're allowed to sell it if there was there?
I was saying to Ben, I'm terrified of snakes. I can't even look at them in books.
Oh, really?
Literally, my whole... It's like one of those horrible... so no, if there was any snakes involved, I wouldn't be sitting here smiling saying it's fabulous. No, but there's none at all. So it's a completely synthetic ingredient. It has 4%, which is the highest content that you can have in a product that does anything, as in the Cyanake.
Really?
If you go over 4%, don't think you're getting a better product. Anything over 4% just doesn't do anything.
Okay.
4% is the maximum that will work in your skin.
Right.
And this has 4%, so you know you're getting the full whammy of the Cyanake in there. So basically, they identified that the temple viper venom relaxes the muscles. You probably hear about, like, I don't know whether you've ever seen programs about like snake bites and all that sort of stuff, and the muscles relax, you have no control over them. What this does, in a way that obviously it doesn't go as deep as venom goes.
So it's not paralysing.
It's not going into the bloodstream. It's literally a safe skincare product. But it relaxes the muscle. The cells send messages to each other. It's called neuropeptides.
I've heard of that, but didn't really know what
so neuropeptides send messages to all the other cells in your skin that relax the muscle. The minute the muscle is relaxed, it stops something called wrinkle mimic, or mimic wrinkle, sometimes they call it. Now, mimic wrinkle, it makes perfect sense when I explain it, that your everywhere your body, your muscles, your skin, all of that has memory.
Right.
So, like muscle memory when you go to the gym.
I was going to say, you hear about it
You
there.
have to keep going back doing the same thing for it to actually make a difference, but eventually your muscle will get used to it. It has a muscle memory. It will go back to where it used to be. So mimic wrinkle is the same for wrinkles in the skin. Over time, your skin it loses its elasticity and collagen, breaks down as we get older, and you start to get little lines, tiny little lines, and then over time they get deeper and deeper and deeper. And what you want to try and do is retrain the skin to stop that mimic of wrinkle getting deeper.
Right,
so you want
like in the gym, you're trying to tone up your muscles. You've got to repeatedly work
So
them.
you basically relax the muscle with this product. So over time, your skin plumps the little line out, and it doesn't go back to that position again.
Oh, how clever!
I keep doing that because that's my little line, and then that's plumping it up. Yeah, that's my little. So that's a line. That little dip is your line in your skin, and if you can plump that up and retrain the muscle to smooth out, over time will reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles and deep set wrinkles.
That's pretty good news, actually, because a lot of people only got, you know, we start off with your little fine lines, you think, well, I'll ignore those, or I'll work on those, and then suddenly as you get past 40, it's like, right, okay. I'll tell you the reason why I started using this serum was my neck, actually.
Yeah, a lot of women say that.
Yeah, I just felt that it was getting quite loose, it was just getting a little, not so flabby, but it was losing the elasticity, I suppose, like you said.
Absolutely, it goes looser, and you notice it around this area here, you lose that elasticity around here. The most amazing thing is the texture of it as well.
Right.
And can I show you just a little, demo here? So I've been using this, demoing on my hand with this product since last night. So if I just put, now this amount, 1.5 pumps, is enough for all over the face and throat. That amount.
And you put it all over your face, everywhere?
Well, you can use it in localised areas if you want. So you can use it just around the eyes, down from like the line from the nose to the mouth, or across the forehead if you want to. But I think it does amazing things because it retextures the skin, it gives a brightening luminosity to the skin. So all over is a good idea. It
might be if you're paying £135 like Skin Pharmacy, you might only use it in the localised areas. At 40 quid, I think perhaps you can use it a bit more, can't you?
So it's a tiny amount for all over the face and throat. And this is the sort of action, very small circular movements like this, until it's blended into the skin. Now, it's the most incredible texture. It has like, almost like, have a little tiny bit of this on your hand. It feels fantastic. It's like a sort of, almost like a silicone sort of feel to it.
Yes, it's cooling as well, actually, isn't it?
So what I'm going to show to you how amazing this product is. I do something called the pinch test.
Oh, okay.
And this hand, I haven't used the snake serum on. This hand I have, right? Now, this is quite amazing.
And you've been using this quite a lot, haven't you, as you said, since 10 o'clock last night?
So, like 10 o'clock last night, OK? So that's the hand that I've got it on. This hand isn't. Now, if I pinch my skin here like this, and I'm going to release it, and just watch what happens.
Slow.
Can you see that memory in my muscle is much, because I've lost elasticity and collagen in here.
And that's age, not being rude, but I've got that as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it does fold down as opposed to snapping down.
No,
now,
it just folds slowly.
Absolutely. Now, this one that has snake serum on, same pinch.
Oh, my goodness, you're kidding. Do the other hand again. I want to see that again.
Now, that is from 10 o'clock last night, so that's probably
10 o'clock, 12 o'clock,
5,
8, 11.
5 applications,
your
maybe.
Your fifth one now.
Fifth one now. That's pretty incredible.
Can you do it again, please?
Yeah.
Where's the one that's not done?
So this isn't done, OK? Have a look at this. Right.
That is a slow release, going flat, yeah.
Slow, In fact, when I was doing it this morning, I was having to like push it back myself.
Oh, no.
It wasn't even going back at all. This one, snake serum on there.
Wow.
It's a total snapback. But also what I showed Ben is you feel, this is incredible, you do the pinch now on my hands.
I don't want
right, and then really pinch it, use the skin. Now try and get that.
It's really hard. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
I mean, obviously, I've only
show me
put
another product that has effect like that quick. It's just incredible.
And that's
I can't
5 applications.
stress enough. It's
so
5 applications.
If you've done that for 5 days, this time next week, what could your skin be like potentially, or whenever you've got it delivered?
I want people when they get this, because I think you'll be so blown away with the results from this. I really do. Take a picture before you start using it.
Oh, what a good idea.
In a week's time of using it, take a picture at the end of the week, another week's time, and do it up to a month. Keep looking back at the pictures, and even if you've got time, send it to my Facebook.
Oh, do.
Paul Harrington on Facebook, because I love to see, because I am such a massive fan of this, and I think the minute you start using it, you'll be exactly the same as me.
You've got to get on those lines, though, to get hold of it, not at £135 plus P&P that at skinpharmacy.tv are charging for it. It's $39.99 plus a £5 delivery, and that's £5 delivery whether you buy one lot or you stock up. It's 131533, and this is the number you dial. 01 690 1000. You press 1 for your no callback there, and then of course you enter in the number 131533, and you can multi-buy on the no callback for 1 delivery charge. You can press 2 and speak to a sales assistant live. They can set up your no callback for you as well. Still quote 131533, or if you can't write that down, just say to them the 1-day special snake serum, because they know hundreds of these have gone. Or you can go online as well, www.bid.tv. $39.99. Quite honestly, if you can push that boat out and buy a couple of these, I mean, what's the longevity on it, Paul?
When you get it home, as long as you don't open it and start using it, you've got years shelf life on it.
So you can multi-buy then?
Absolutely, but when you do start using it, you've got a little symbol at the back, which is the little open jar, and the little open jar at the back inside here. So you've got a little tiny jar with a lid popping off it, and you've got a number inside, that one there I'm pointing at.
Yep.
And it says 24 months.
2 years?
So 2 years when you've started using it. Now, there's no way a serum as good as this is going to last 2 years in my house, let me tell you.
Use it,
because the results are incredible, so you would want to use it. But if you are that sort of person that, you know, even if $39.99 is a little bit much for you to spend on skincare...
Let's face it, a lot of people won't spend that normally.
If you did treat yourself to it and you think, well, I can't use it regularly, use it for special occasions. A couple of weeks before you've got something special, or if you've just suffered from ill health, if you're a new mom and you're looking really tired and your skin's not as like it should be, if you are just a bit stressed out, you've had a stressful time, this will make such a difference to your skin that you could use it just for what I call a skinning crisis.
A skinning crisis,
so
I like that.
Skinning crisis just needs a little bit of help. This would be the thing that would make such a difference very quickly.
And what sort of skin types can use this? And can men and women use it? Because I know a lot of men are using it. Even my other half, and he'll kill me. I've told him the other day, I mentioned that he uses serums, but he's not watching.
I'm proud of him, because at the end of the day, I always say this to people. So just because you're a man doesn't mean that your skin should feel dry and tight and you should get lines and wrinkles.
So it doesn't mean that he hasn't got any wrinkles, I tell you.
You know, like, why should, like, men, you know, clothes are much more a man's thing now, like they enjoy fashion and that sort of stuff. And thank God, I mean, it's, you know what I mean? But skincare is about just making your skin feel comfortable and making it look a little tighter and lifted, and it's really nice. This for a man is great because it's not oily.
Oh, okay.
And as in skin type, this is to treat a skin condition, not a skin type. So if you are oily, normal to oily, combination normal to dry, or dry and sensitive, it's for all of you. Which is absolutely brilliant. Now, some surveys have been done for people that have already used the snake serum before. 86% of the women said that the serum made their skin feel firmer. That's 49 out of 57 women using the serum for just a month, 28 days there. Brilliant. And that's an independent research being done by Aspen Clinical Research. So 86%, that's brilliant, actually. And those women as well were all aged 30 and over, right up to much older, maturer ladies. Oh, okay. There was no young girls that didn't need it. No, they all had visible signs of ageing in some way, shape or form. I was saying this morning as well, just to let you know how statistics work, when I've done lots of clinical trials, been involved in clinical trials for big brands before, they look for 65 to 70% is a good benchmark. Anything 75% to 80% mean no, they've got a huge success on their hands.
And that was 86%. What's that last one we just had there? I didn't get a chance.
That was 86%. And then there's another one, I think.
Over half of the women agreed they felt a boost in self-confidence after using the serum. Now, that's a big thing for me, Paul, because I think as you get older, or even when you're younger, your self-confidence maybe in different ways. It might be to do with your figure and that sort of thing. But get that self-confidence when you're feeling a little bit older, and you're like, I feel as though there's more signs of ageing here. You look at photographs, that is huge.
Isn't it?
That's a huge one. And then finally, as well,
this is amazing.
87% of women noticed a reduction in fine lines. That's 50 out of 57 women, and that's only after a month, 28 days.
That's 28 days.
So what were you saying about over 80%? Between
So if, like, clinical trials, big brand companies, your real big brands,
yes,
set a benchmark when they do any clinical trials, and they say that 65 to 70% they know they've got a slow burner, if you like. So they know it's going to be a good product. They need to get it into the right hands, because this is this is a successful product, because it's quite a high percentage. If they get 70, 75 to 80%, they're like, we get a lot more stock in, because this is a massive runaway success.
Right.
Because if you're getting those sort of statistics from clinical trials, you know that whoever's going to try it, comes in and buys it, they're going to love it, because it's an effective product. That's 87%, and 86% is off the scale. It's absolutely incredible. But all the people I've spoken to, there is not, do you know, I've never had one negative from snake serum. Never one.
That's quite incredible, because lots of products, there'll be the odd person that goes, it didn't work for me, it irritated my skin, or for me it wasn't the right texture, I haven't noticed any difference, so I'm not going to buy it again, because 40 quid was a lot of money, whatever it normally is. I mean, our normal price, 119. You're not going to splash that out unless you've got good proof there, are you?
No, and why should you? Do you know what I mean? Because, like I always say, expensive doesn't mean better.
True.
But, you know, I stand by the fact that if I couldn't get hold of snake serum at that price, it's probably one of the only products on the market that I would spend £140 on.
Would you really?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. It's that good, and the results you get from it are that incredible. Like, I found, like, as I say, in my opinion, the best, most effective wrinkle treatment that I have ever come across.
I've got to say, you know, it's all right for me to sit here and say that it's great, but for coming from an expert with 24 years experience in the industry, and not just with makeup, but with skin products as well.
Huge amount of skincare,
huge amount of companies as well. That is an amazing endorsement, plus those facts and figures. And they're not trials that have been done by you with your friends, are they? These are independent clinical trials that have obviously taken place. And we can't quote those unless they are independent, because they could be skewed in our favour.
Absolutely.
But I've got to say, 30 mil, $39.99. My serum that I've bought in the past is 15 mil, and really, you know, that is the price I pay is a lot for 15 mil. But you're getting twice as much here.
The quality of the ingredients in here as well. It has borage oil in it, so it's very nourishing. It's from a nut, so the borage seed is extracted from the nut, and it's got a really beautiful, nourishing quality of oil in it. It's also got sesame seed oil in it. So those wheat germ oil as well. So those ingredients go to nourish the skin. The neuropeptides, the synake, actually go in to stimulate and communicate with the cells to relax the muscles, to actually plump out fine lines, wrinkles. But I always go back to this, also very heavy lines. And there's a lot of moisturisers on the market which will target fine lines and wrinkles. And the way they do it is they hydrate the skin. Hydrated, plumper skin looks better, looks younger.
Of course it does.
But very few that combat deep set lines, and this is one of the ones I found that actually, you just, I can't, you have to try this product. Even if you just get it once and try it, let me know how you got on. It's just incredible. And
that is really important. That's a key thing there, those deeper lines. We've all got the fine lines, and we can live with those. But you need to get on those lines. Now, remember what we told you just now. 86% of women said the serum made their skin feel firmer after just 28 days of using it. Imagine if you were to ask them 6 months later. But that's 86%, which is a phenomenal amount on those clinical trials, their independent clinical research. And also, Over half of the women agreed they felt a boost in self-confidence after using Serum. I mean, a lot of those women might be self-confident anyway, so, you know, at the end of the day, it's not just about...
Absolutely. Confidence is a huge thing there.
Yes, if people are already confident, they wouldn't have said they had changed, but getting half of them feeling more confident is a huge thing, particularly as you get older, and this is incredible as well, 87% of women notice a reduction in fine lines, which is incredible. This is how you can be part of it and see what you think. It's to dial that number, 0911 690 1000. You press 1 for your no callback and you quote this number here, 131533, or you press 2 and speak to a call centre operator straight away and quote that number, or you go online. And remember, at www.skinpharmacytv, you can go and have a look. You'll see it £135 plus postage and packaging. Here on Shop at Bid, just today, up until 10 o'clock tonight. If they last that long, who knows what's going to happen in the next few hours. They're just $39.99 plus a £5 delivery. If you're thinking, well, actually, if I was to buy this pot, I know my best friend who also works here has been using this for at least 6 months, maybe 9 months now, and she won't use anything else. So if I was ordering it, I'd order 2 at the same time and let her, and she could have the other one because it's
Absolutely.
1 different charge.
I mean, if you are a fan of this, and you know, since we launched it 18 months ago, well before I started here, was when I was introduced to it because I bought it from here.
Okay.
That was my first introduction because I'd heard a lot about it and I thought I'm going to try it and see what it does. And the amazing thing is that when you launch a product, it's great when you sell a lot, of course.
Of course it is.
Because it's you sell them and it's like fabulous, everybody's trying them. You have a problem when those people don't come back and repurchase.
Oh, isn't that that is so true. In
any business, it doesn't matter what you're selling, but if you don't get repurchase, you know, people coming back and rebuying, repeat buying, you're not onto a winner, because a one-off thing means that it wasn't that good for them to come back for. This is the most repeat bought piece of skincare on here, on this channel. The most, the highest.
And you think
repeat.
we've had about 18 months or so, do you?
And in the space of launching, we've sold something in excess, I think, of 10,000 of these.
Crikey O'Reilly.
But a lot of those are repeat buys, and my Facebook and my Twitter, I get so many people saying the snake serum is the best ever. I've never tried a serum like it. Oh my God, it's incredible. And I just think if you are one of those fans out there, this price, you know, I think this is the cheapest we've ever done it for on here. And so it's a great time to buy. I bet
if we were analysing some of the buyers coming in, which obviously we can't do, but I bet we would see that they've already bought this before. I bet they're coming back for more.
Oh,
maybe they've got a third left and they're thinking, well, rather than wait, I'm going to get that. And it's very interesting. No business is going to survive, whether you're a restaurant. If you say you're a restaurateur and people at the beginning you open a restaurant, everyone comes in, then nobody comes again. They don't recommend you because the food was dreadful, the service was awful. It really is something that, by word of mouth and by repetition, the sales will keep going. Otherwise, it's a flash in the pan success, isn't it?
Repeat buying like smells success to me, because it's like people come back and back. And why would you do that when you've got so much choice? Why would you repeat buy something if it was okay? You'd only repeat buy it if it was just amazing and nothing else matched it. So, I mean, that's case in point, is that it's the most repeat bought piece of skincare that we do. And that is such an accolade just amongst you guys that watch Shop at Bid. But I'm sure a lot of people have told other people about it. I know that, you know, I tell people and they go, what are some of your favourite products? And I'll touch on certain jewellery, certain fashion and kitchen things that I know that I would use. But this, above all the beauty things when it comes to... Yeah, and I mean, for you to say as a professional, I'm not a professional, but I just know how it's made me feel. And the thing is, you could maybe buy something cheaper. You could maybe find something cheaper. Absolutely, you could, yeah. But if you have to keep using more and more of that, and it actually doesn't give you the results that you want, how many more times are you going to go and buy that? Because say you can find something for 20 quid for the same amount. You go and buy it, it doesn't do the same as this. Isn't that a false economy? Absolutely, you know, and remember, this is the 4%. Always check your cyanate products to see what percentage is in there. 4% is what you're looking for. It's the highest you can possibly get. Anything over is just a bit of a marketing tool. It doesn't do anything. And that's come from, it's the guy I met who is the founder and the guy that found and produced cyanate. I met him 2 weeks ago.
Wow,
incredible guy, yeah, incredible guy. Told me, yeah, so told me how difficult it was to get anybody to believe that it was Botox in a bottle. He says because that's how they marketed it to begin with, because it's the closest thing you can possibly get to Botox without the invasive surgery. And he said it was so difficult to get people to believe. And I said, well, I can understand that. It took him 5 years before a company took it on, Sinake.
I'm so glad they did, because I don't want to have needles in my forehead and the rest of it.
Neither do I.
My neck. No, exactly. I'd rather have this. And this is how you can get yours. It really is a case of jumping on the sides. Hundreds of these are gone in the last few hours. And, of course, over 10,000, as Paul said. 86% of women said their serum made the serum made their skin feel firmer after just 28 days. 86% in independent clinical research trials there. Also, 50% of women, over half of women, agreed they felt a boost in self-confidence after using the serum. And that's really good if you've been ill, you've been poorly, you're getting jaded because you're getting older. And that was just in 28 days as well. And then, of course, 87% of women noticed a reduction in the fine lines. That's 50 out of 57 women who'd only been using it for 28 days. And quite frankly, the other little percentage might, after a couple of months, have noticed a difference as well. This is how you get yours now. I don't want you missing out on this. I really don't. As you can tell, I'm passionate, but not quite as passionate as Paul, because Paul is an expert and has tried so many more. It's 0911 690 1000. On their own website, skinpharmacy.tv, you will be charged £135 plus their delivery. Here on Shop at Bid today, it's $39.99 plus only $4.99 delivery, and that's $4.99 whether you order one or two, and we're not limiting you as how many you can buy of this. 131533 is your item number there. Press 1 for your no call back, and then enter in the number. Press 2 and speak to a sales assistant. You can multi-order there as well, or visit www.bid.tv. Now, I know that you've been using this on one of your hands. We had this just now, and I'm sorry if you already saw it, but a lot of people channel hop and they're coming in after lunch and things.
Absolutely,
Let's see that test on your hands.
So this is about the amount that you use all over the face and throat, okay? So 1.5 pumps, I think, is... I always say to people when they say how much to use, I'm always like, well, about 1 to 2 pumps. And they're like, well, 1 or 2. It all depends on how big your face is.
True, that's very important. If it's
I'm definitely a 2 pump.
Right.
You'd be 1.
Would I? Right.
Yeah, but it all depends on how much space you've got to cover and down onto your neck.
Yes.
So about 1.5 is enough. Blend this in. It goes into the skin so beautifully and so easily, and it gives it that really sort of almost like silky finish to the skin. But I'm going to show you just how effective this product is.
Right.
Now, a skin that hasn't had it used, just a normal skin that hasn't had the snake venom on there at all, the snake serum, looks like this. So when I pinch it, the skin is quite loose. You can see there, gathers, and it's quite loose, and it's easy to pinch. And watch this as it goes back.
Slowly, slowly.
So it's more of a fold back.
It's a saggy fold, isn't it?
It has to find its way home.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like
Very
that.
slow. Yes, find its way home. Like that, okay?
You want it to be home and stay home,
no,
don't we?
absolutely. This one's going to stay home. So this one has had about now 6 applications. So it's not a tremendous amount for a skincare product.
That's Paul saying that because obviously he's been
yeah, since last night, yeah. So now watch what this does with the snake serum on. I hold it. I'm going to do exactly the same as the other one.
I love it. That is so impressive.
There is an absolute... The snapback is exactly what you're looking for in the skin. But can you see even like the skin is tight? Like I'm finding it harder.
You can't get
pinch.
a grip.
I
tried that. I mean, this hand, yeah, easily.
You can really get the loose skin.
Yeah, you can
and
see
it folds
there.
right. It like folds back into.
Put it back down again.
Put it back. Put it back. And that one.
I can't
it's
get
harder.
it. Yeah, it's harder.
You can't get hold of the skin because it's so much tighter. It's just incredible.
And that says it all.
Incredible.
And that's with a continual use. I mean, you'll get this delivered in the next week or so, and then of course, start
Imagine using that
it.
day and night.
I mean, Paul would love to hear back from you, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. So it's just to let you know, if anybody follows me, if anybody wants to follow me on Facebook, it is Facebook. There's 2 accounts because it's an old account which I don't use anymore. It's the one where I'm standing by the side of a lake with my little dog.
Your dog, yeah.
So look for that one, and you know, send me a friend request and let me know about your products, or ask me beauty questions. So anything you want to know about the products that I'm doing, or what's coming up and stuff like that. Absolutely, I answer everybody that sends me a message.
Can I ask you a question? If you're using it in the daytime, Can you put your makeup straight on top of it?
The most incredible makeup primer you will ever find.
Oh, okay.
Your makeup glides on, it makes your makeup look 3 times better than it would normally, and it holds your makeup on longer.
So if anybody's got that problem with makeup leaving their face, I'm quite lucky, mine doesn't, but I've got so many friends who go, how does your makeup last so long? Well, this could be the answer for them then, couldn't it?
If anybody earlier bought that moisturiser we were talking about, the Corys Salon, then please, if you want that to have even better benefits that it will have on its own, this is the most amazing partnership with it, because that, with that beautiful cream, especially if you're drier, will just be incredible.
And I've got to say, at the price, the other incredible thing, apart from the results, is the price today.
Oh,
because at
absolutely.
skinpharmacy.tv, it's £135 plus the delivery, $39.99. And you said this is the one product, if you had to pay 140 quid,
I would.
you would, rather than be out of it.
Like, absolutely. And believe me, I get given so much skincare.
Of course, you must do.
But I'm very particular. Like, I used to, when I was younger, use everything I was given and gifted and all that sort of stuff, because it was fun and I'd try everything. But now I have to really be in love with the product. I'm older now. I need something that's going to work, and I would easily spend that money if I couldn't get it at this price.
And that's coming from a professional. It's no good coming from someone just like me. This is coming from Paul himself. And the way you get yours is 0911 690 1000. You press 1. For your no callback, you press 2 to speak to somebody, and you can go online. Now, these are the independent clinical research statistics that have come in on this Skin Pharmacy Snakes Room. 86% of women said their serum made their skin feel firmer. And that's a huge percentage, Paul, isn't it?
Massive. I mean, most people we look for in clinical trials, you look for sort of, you know, I mean, 75% would be absolutely amazing. You know, you've got a massive success there. 86%. You don't see statistics like that, really, with skincare anymore.
No, you don't. And I can imagine, because there's so much on the market, they wouldn't normally get that result.
There's so much. Is like, it's an old saying, but you can't please all of the people all of the time, especially with skincare, because skins are so, everybody's individual. But to get 86% and 87%, I think, of people found that they had a reduction in lines.
In fine lines. Yeah.
This one was the next one as well, is the one about the confidence thing, which is really important, I think.
I think it is, particularly for a woman, not being sexist here, but I think for a woman, if it boosts, over half of them saying it's boosted their self-confidence after using the serum for 28 days. That's incredible.
Do you know, I talk about this as well, because of the firming benefits in this. A lot of women have discovered, and it gives them confidence, shaping underwear.
Me too, yeah.
Right?
I never used to admit it, but now, we do.
Well, believe me, men have broken into it now as well. They might not tell you they have, but there's shaping teas and all that sort of stuff to actually shape the body. But what it does is, because it's underneath your clothes, it gives you a confidence, because you know your silhouette's a little better, your posture's a little better with the right underwear on. So think about this like a good pair of knickers.
Absolutely.
It's going to tighten your skin. It's going to give you that lovely sort of lift to your skin. So anything you put on top, or nothing on top, it's going to give you that confidence of that contour and that shape to your skin. And
that's used every day. I mean, absolutely. And of course, that 87% of women, but you mentioned, Paul, noticed a reduction in their fine lines after 28 days. I mean, that's quite a quick turnaround, I would say. 28 days, only a month,
yeah, amazing. You normally, a lot of brands will tell you to wait 6 to 8 weeks to notice true results. 28 days is very, very quick. But actually, the reason I tell you to do the photos a week apart is because when you look back at them, I think you'll be amazed after 7 days, and after 14 days, and after 21 days. And then after 28 days, I think you'll be absolutely blown away with it.
And I also think it's very encouraging after, say, a week or 2 weeks to start seeing the results. If you wait for 2 weeks, there's no difference. Oh, should I carry on using it? I'll wait that 40 quid's down the drain.
The same with skincare with me, the same with diets. I need to see a result quite quickly at the beginning, and then I'm quite happy for it all to slow down a little bit, but I want to know it's working, and then I'll persevere. I'm quite strong-willed. Only if I see it's working. Yeah,
if you think you're wasting your time, then why would you bother?
Absolutely.
Especially with diets, you're depriving yourself. But here, you're benefiting there.
Totally.
This is how you get yours. 0911 690 1000. You press 1 for your no callback and enter in the number 131533. And of course, you can multi-buy, $39.99 plus only one delivery charge of $4.99 whether you order 1 or 2. Bid's normal price it'd be reverting to after 10 o'clock tonight is £119 plus delivery. Or you can press 2 and speak to a sales assistant, or you can go online. And remember, Skinpharmacy.tv, they're selling exactly the same product, exactly the same amount for £135 plus your delivery. 131533. I've got to say thank you, Paul, for that.
Thank you.
I mean, it's been a fantastic one-day special, and you're going to be back later on as well, aren't you?
I'm back at 3, and then I think you've got me for about 2 hours then. We have so much beauty. So 3 o'clock I'm back with the one-day special, and then lots and lots of makeup, skincare, everything.
Well, my advice now is you're going to have a bit of a rest for an hour.
I will.
Enjoy your lunch. Thank you so much, Paul. And I'll be with you with fashion coming up next.
There are lots of different products when you shop at Bid. At the top of the screen, we'll tell you exactly which category of product you're looking at. You'll notice underneath that there's an individual item number. You'll need to make a note of this when you speak personally to one of our sales assistants. So you know exactly what it is you're buying, the brand and description will appear here. And this is where we'll show you if there's a choice of colour and size. Finally, the price you'll be paying will appear here. All you need to do is phone this number and confirm your order with one of our sales assistants. Your calls will only be 20 pence per minute from a BT landline, or you can buy directly from the website. Then just sit back, relax, and wait for your selection to arrive directly to your door. So wherever you see the Shop at Bid sign, you can be sure you're going to get great value, great service, and great products. Bid, bringing great products to life.
Now, thank you to Paul there. That one-day special is amazing. It's still available. But now I've got some fashion, but not just dresses and things that I'm enjoying wearing. We've got a couple of bits for the guys at long last. This morning it was devoid for the guys. We've got a Puma crew neck sweatshirt. Now, Puma are a company who have been around for 65 years. They are a German-founded company, and really they're leagues ahead of so many other sporting brands. I was saying earlier this morning, because I had a Puma zip through for ladies. I wear Puma. I've got Puma trainers and casual shoes and gear for the gym as well. And the reason why I like it, you might pay a little bit more sometimes elsewhere, not here today, but I like it because it washes beautifully every single time, and you know it's going to be long lasting. This is for the guys, and it's 159,322. The normal bid price that it will revert to at 2 o'clock is £50, and that's the sort of price you'd expect to pay for Puma, but it's $19.99 right now. Now, we've got it in small, medium, large and extra large, and the great thing about this is it's 80% cotton, so it's breathable as you go into the spring. It's breathable when you're doing activities like running, etc., or even just walking the dog, or pushing the kids on the swings in the park. But that gives you the 20% of the polyester in it, gives you the fact you probably won't need to iron it. I like the fact that it's more than just a sweatshirt. It's got pockets. Normally you're only going to get pockets in a cardi, in a zip through or a hoodie, but there are 2 zippable pockets there which are big enough, deep enough to put your mobile phone, to put your MP3 player if you're jogging around, then zip that practically to the top and you can have the wires coming out there. And of course a really nice cool lining. It's not a fluffy lining, it's very much a cottony type lining there, which is absorbent, hard wearing and very easy to care for as well. And I do like the colour. It's not a navy, it's more of a, well, it's a sort of stage down from a navy, a soft blue, and look at the finishing off here. You can see how this has been catered for with the finishing off, because you've got that stitching there, and of course that's going to stop any fraying or whatever. I mean, it's a well-built product, and that's what I said to you. You know, the reason why I am prepared to pay more for Puma over other brands is because it's long-lasting. If I get a brand that costs a bit more money and it doesn't perform, and I find actually it's a slave for washing, it doesn't last very long, then I won't buy it again, because it's a false economy. But for that investment of a company, I mean, would a company have survived over 65 years? Probably not. In the sports industry, and also I tell you what they have to do, they have to move with the times, don't they? If you think about it, in the late 80s it was all shell suits and things, and then things change, and you've got to move with the fashion, the materials, what people are wanting, the high performance and things that work. And that's precisely what Puma have done over the years. They've moved with the times, they've got it right and kept developing. But sometimes the old materials are the best, and when you're talking 80% cotton, I think that's why they've got this so right. I mean, maybe you're not going to wear it for a sporting activity, maybe you're just going to wear it casually, maybe doing the garden, maybe walking around on a Sunday afternoon, going shopping with the other half. This is going to be breathable, nice to wear, a good logo there, a recognised logo, and maybe a brand that most of you that come in have had before in some form or other, whether it's some trainers, whether it's maybe sporting gear, accessories, etc. I think most people watching right now will know of Puma. Maybe not realise they've been around for 65 years, but hey-ho. There's small, medium, large and extra large available. I would say they're pretty typical. If you know your other half or yourself, you normally wear a medium, go for the medium. But bear in mind that sizes do start to diminish, and with the ladies' fashion today, it's been the bigger sizes going first. There's no reason why this couldn't be the same with the guys. I'm going to give you an idea of sizes there those are women's ones there. We're going to need the small, medium and large for the men, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll be able to find something. 0911 6901. The men tend to know. I mean, I know if I was buying something for my other half, I'd buy a large. If I was buying for my brother, I'd buy a medium. So go for your normal size that you would go for in your box standard sweatshirts and jumpers, etc. Small, medium, large and extra large. I think small, actually. If maybe you're thinking for a young chap that's just come out of his late teens and actually doesn't wear boy sizes anymore, those would work perfectly. And then build it up from there. And the colour's lovely. I mean, you can wear a shirt underneath this. I think a nice polo shirt underneath this would work very, very well. And whether that's in a lighter blue, whether it's in a white, whether it's in a navy or a black, you can tone that in with this gorgeous blue. And it's very, very soft and cool. And I love the fact that it's got the zip pockets. For me, that's an expensive part to have to do, zip pockets. There we go. I'll see those in just a second. There we go. The fact that they put in 2 zips either side to make those pockets safe. Because if you are going out for a jog or going out for a walk, most guys are only going to take their wallet and maybe a mobile phone or whatever, and the keys. They're not going to be taking a bag or anything, are they? So that is going to mean that you can stuff them in there and not worry about things falling out, because you can zip it back up again if you're being quite active. Maybe you're really going for a little country stroll. You don't really lose your keys, do you? 0911 690 1000 is the number to dial. And then you press 1 for your no callback and quote 159 322, and then it will give you the option of the sizes. Press 2 to speak to a sales assistant directly, and of course then still quote that number 159 322, or of course go online www.bid.tv. 19.99. Oh, 60% of the stock has gone in the extra large. I said to you, the bigger sizes went for the ladies, and it seems to be the bigger sizes are going for the guys. And also, I think guys, they don't want a sweatshirt that's going to be tight-fitting, unless you're a bodybuilder and you've got muscles extraordinary and you want to show them off, fair enough. But I think most normal people like myself don't want a sweatshirt to be too tight. We just want it to be casual and comfy. Maybe this is just going to be a lounging around the house wear. You know, as I said earlier, with the Puma zip-through we had earlier for the ladies, that's really good if you're not actually having your central heating on and you're going and you're trying to you're layering up instead. But layering up in a breathable way is brilliant. 0911 690 1000 is the number to dial, and press 1 for your no callback. You don't have to wait for anyone to call you back if you're popping out. Press 2 to speak to somebody, and that means, of course, you speak to somebody directly. You're not having to wait, and of course, you can go online as well and not involve your phone at all. 0911 690 1000, 159 322. A company with a 65-year heritage. Now, I know we talk about companies been around over 100 years, but 65 years in the sports industry, how many companies have you seen come and go during that time? I know, that's quite incredible. And the thing is, for them to have lasted, along with some of the other big brands as well, is amazing. But they've moved with the times. They've got, for me, having 80% cotton, here's the sort of thing I'd buy for somebody, knowing that's an expensive part of the material, but also it works, it does the job beautifully. 0911 690 1000 is the number to dial. And of course, you've got those options of size at this point, but more than half the stock of the extra large has already depleted, has already gone. So that could be the first size to be vulnerable. Well, it is at the moment. 0911 690 1000. 159 322 is your item number there, and $19.99 is your price plus your delivery. And I'm not surprised that everyone's liking this, because I could buy this. I'll be honest with you. I could buy this for somebody in their 50s or their 60s, and they think, oh, a bit trendy, a bit of sports gear there, but I'll wear it casually. But equally, you buy it for a teenager. They know the logo, and it's all about logos when the kids are younger, isn't it? And if they're a teenager and they're going to take a small. So I could see this for all the generations, and I think that's why what a lot of you might be doing. I mean, a lot of you might be ladies coming in for it, buying for the guys. I know that if I brought my other half a sweatshirt that was all jazzy with all different designs and different colours on, he wouldn't go near it. He's quite conservative. He's a classic dressing gentleman, which is fine. But I could buy him this. He would, I mean, because it's not a bright blue. It's not got loads and loads of logos all over it. It's not got like fluorescent stripe going down the sleeves. It's a classic, really good quality. 80% cotton, 20% polyester, and so easy to wash. These sort of sweatshirts. I haven't got the men's ones. I've got Puma gear for the girls, for the ladies, and no problem washing it. For me, it doesn't lose the colour. One little tip, when you're washing these, put the zips up right to the top here. And also, have you seen the little finishing touch here? Just here. Hello, there we go. We've got a little finishing touch here where that is actually just wrapping over the top of the zip. So that's not going to catch in the wash. Whereas if that was all exposed, you could actually ruin the zip. And that happened to me on my fleeces, actually. Always zip them up and maybe even turn it inside out. But remember, you're not going to need a lot of ironing with it. If you take it out and hang it up and shake it out a little bit, you should be fine. 091 690 1000 is the number to dial. You press 1 for your no callback. You press 2 to speak to somebody if you've never bought from us before. And when you're talking to our sales assistant, just say you'd like to say to them you'd like to set up your no callback if you want to. Then they'll give you a 4-digit number that you can then use to order next time and not have to speak to somebody. And then, of course, it's only 20 pence a minute from a BT landline. Other networks will be different. But then, of course, you've got that chance